Everybody sync your watch. All right, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the I'm Not Lying podcast. And today we have me.
Oh, we introducing ourselves?
Duh, come on.
I didn't know that's what I'm
It's the
going to do.
same people.
Yeah, it's the same people from the last 2-3 episodes, but I'm Morgan.
I'm Arthur.
And I'm Michael. All right, cool. So looking at the AFC and NFC playoff pictures, we have, first with the AFC, we have New England at 1, Baltimore at 2, Houston at 3, Kansas City at 4, Buffalo at 5, and Pittsburgh at 6. On the outside looking in, you have Oakland and Indianapolis at 5 and 4, Tennessee at 5 and 5, Jacksonville at 4 and 5, and the Chargers, I just had to throw them in there, at 4 and 6. So, who's most likely to drop out and who's most likely to go into the playoffs?
Well, I mean, there's really only 2 good teams in the AFC. So
Oh my God.
you never know. I mean,
Wait, 2?
yeah,
Chiefs are good.
they have the most talented player,
Yeah.
but I mean, the rest of the team.
It's him or bust.
Yeah.
They have Tyreek Hill.
Who?
Bart? Nah, he is good, but
Yeah. No. They do have some good players, but yeah.
I mean, Matt Moore did go like 21 as the backup? Are you joking me, Arthur?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The lack of professionalism. It's fair. It had to hit you at some
I
point.
never knew you go into the strip because I'm the only one that hasn't gotten a call yet.
Yeah.
2
I'm
seconds
so
in.
sorry.
2 seconds and he breaks the streak. Oh man.
It's probably one of those conference calls he needs to be on.
No, I have to be on a conference call at 8, though.
Oh jeez. All right. So yeah.
That's why I'm not in Not So Disturbed, by the way. Because my boss might call me at any time.
My choice for the team to drop out is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're the worst team.
I have
Yeah.
the littlest of faith in Pittsburgh. I feel like they're just, I don't know. I just don't think their running game is not even so much on Mason Rudolph as it is on like the rest of their team. I feel like Mason Rudolph is forced to carry the team forward with good wide receivers, good running backs, but a suspect offensive line.
Oh, Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Who plays quarterback for Pittsburgh?
Mason Rudolph.
Oh, exactly. I didn't even know who you were talking about, so that's
I
why they're not
don't.
going to.
But see, I don't think he's like the biggest issue on their team. Pittsburgh cannot run the ball at all.
Yeah, and Mason Rudolph's their quarterback.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like not that.
The reason
big.
why they won't make the playoffs.
Eh.
If they
If
could,
Ben
mean-
was
I
healthy,
mean-
exactly.
they'd
If
be
they
the
could run the
best.
ball with Ben as quarterback, they'd be in the playoffs.
I mean, but like Big Ben lost by 30 to New England. So.
He was hurt. He was playing hurt.
Oh, why can't Cam Newton receive the same excuse? Oh my God, it's because he's black.
Wait, what?
Because Cam's black. That's the only reason he doesn't get that excuse because he's a black quarterback.
No, the reason he doesn't get that excuse because he's not. When he's hurt, he doesn't play.
What?
He's been hurt the past 2 seasons and just hasn't played.
He literally played every game last year except for the last one because Carolina was like, no, you're about to die.
L.
Because he was hurt city.
L City, South Carolina.
North Carolina. Actually.
Same thing.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't tie that in with
They're
us.
one state.
Don't tie that in with us. Even though I am a Carolina.
They're like the Dakotas.
I feel like North Carolina is better than South Carolina.
As a place to live?
Yeah, they have Charlotte and like Durham and Raleigh.
They have
South
more
Carolina.
populous.
Nah.
They have more populous cities. But
Okay.
see, South Carolina, they're more inwardly racist. South Carolina is more
Inwardly racist.
inwardly racist. That's funny.
Thank you.
But
I'll be here for the rest of the podcast.
but North Carolina is definitely more external with the racism, with the whole like bathroom bill and how they lost the All-Star game.
Also, I'm gonna roll with you. South Carolina is better than North Carolina.
The beaches are
All right.
top
No,
notch.
yeah, North Carolina
Seafood
has.
is top notch.
Okay, yeah, exactly. North Carolina has cities, but there's still cities in North Carolina, so they're not actually that good compared to any other cities in the country.
That's fair.
First, secondly, South Carolina's got beaches.
They have
Great
Myrtle
resorts.
Beach. That's it.
No,
that's
Hilton
it.
Head, South Carolina
Nah,
is amazing.
bro. Yeah, Myrtle
Uh,
Beach, Sullivan's Island, IOP, Folly Beach. You literally have like
Hilton Head.
literally like Hilton Head. Literally like the whole east side is just like
Yeah.
a big ass beach.
Also, Coastal
with different
Atlanta.
names.
Coastal Atlanta, which is gives it a plus. And it's a nice place. It's just better than North Carolina
yeah,
and
the
basically
national
everywhere.
champions.
They have better colleges.
Better colleges.
Actually, ooh, never mind.
Nah.
I already said that immediately. I already said that immediately.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say. Okay,
Sorry.
so North Carolina has better medical colleges as far as UNC Chapel Hill and Duke, but
Where's Elon?
Elon's like on the border. It's like on like the west. I believe it's in like the western part of North Carolina.
Oh.
In that little like where it's like
Nah,
like,
yeah,
taper
no,
off
yeah, North
and,
Carolina
like, slide
definitely
under
wins.
Tennessee.
North Carolina definitely wins college-wise. You
Yeah.
can't argue for USC and Coastal Carolina.
I mean,
It wins professional sports wise
USC
also.
has a better business program.
No, I like USC. I like one of my good friends goes to USC. Like I'm not gonna
Too many
denigrate
of my good
USC.
friends go to USC. Literally, if I pop up, it's like a family reunion.
USC is not even the best USC in colleges.
That's a fact.
That's not our fault.
I'm not gonna argue.
We were here first.
But didn't USC, South Carolina, aren't they like trying to copyright being the USC? Or they're trying to change their name. They're gonna be
Jesus
like
Christ.
the USC. I think that's what they're going for now. So like in order to differentiate themselves from
The
Southern
actual
California,
USC.
they're gonna be the USC
Interesting.
or something like that. I can't remember the exact details, but I'm not lying.
That's stupid.
I mean-
that's literally like the Ohio State thing.
Yeah,
More or less.
But it makes more sense because there's no other place called Ohio State.
Yeah.
So like, there's University of Ohio.
They're not like they're not like the OSU.
There's like Miami of Ohio and University of Ohio, who both have as good football programs as Ohio
Miami,
State, because
Ohio,
Ohio State has
University
a
of
trash
Miami.
football program, and they
Oh
are the
my
most overrated
goodness.
team in the country.
Who's the most over-celebrated team in the country?
Overrated, Ohio State.
Oh, relax.
The number 2 country or number 2 college in the country.
They're the number 2 team at this point
The number 1 team.
in the rankings.
Should be. They're better.
I've looked into my crystal ball in the future, and they are number 2 in the college football playoffs, and I've gotten a free meal off of it. So,
Oh, whatever.
5-piece tender combo.
Whoa!
Whoa, what
That
do you
is
mean, whoa?
OD.
How is
Actually,
that
no,
OD?
actually, no, that's not that
That's
bad.
not bad, yeah.
That's not bad.
Bro, I just had a meal.
That's not bad.
I mean, I could have gone like wild.
I immediately no. You know what? I
Bro,
thought of
you
like
could have
that
said,
10. I thought of like that 10-wing combo. That's like fucking like
Yeah.
$11.
See, that's fine. If you would have told me that, I'm like, that's no problem. I got you. That's a bet.
I would never do that to you. 1, 2. I don't like their.
I mean,
wings.
you can't do it to me because you're not gonna win this bet. So,
and if
yeah.
I win this bet,
I'm
what am
fine
I
with you
gonna
doing
make
that.
you buy if I win this bet?
It's just a meal, dog. Don't go crazy.
I'm not going crazy. I just don't know whether I would want pasta, halal, or wow.
I'll buy you something out of Punch Out. I'll buy you a lollipop out of Punch Out.
You'll buy me
I mean, a lollipop out of C-Store. It's like
That
50
is-
cents.
If you do that, then I'll buy you like
I'm kidding.
a deck of cards.
Ooh, a deck of cards is kind of nice. That's like $6 out there, huh?
Yeah, I have like hella like decks of cards in my room. I have like 5 of them.
Yeah. Nah, I'm definitely transitioning to all dining dollars next semester.
Yeah, that's all. That's what I got. I got the dining down plan, and my bill is considerably cheaper. Considerably.
Well, I got the 75 meals and like however many dining dollars, but I've only been to like either dining hall like 7 times this semester.
I've only been to Blackburn Dining Hall once, and I haven't been to Annex at all.
Bro, you used to go to Annex religiously.
Bro, I used to go to Annex damn near 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's me. It's like, oh, I'm heading to Annex. You could come. I'm like, yeah.
Bro, because like, all right, so the thing is, I told you how like when I came to Howard, so like me and all my friends, we were supposed to be living in.
Record through it.
All my friends were supposed to be living in the South, and then
Howard.
Howard did,
Yeah.
and they threw me in Howard. So like the
That's
cafeteria
great.
was the only time like I could like hang out with them, because that was the only time like we would see each other. Because I was living in Towers. It's wild. It's okay. It was okay though. Like
On a side note, you're not cold, bro. You're wearing shorts and t-shirt, and it's like 50 degrees outside with a wind chill.
How much battery life do you have?
I have no idea. Whoops. My
And
phone.
I said, whoops.
I really cannot see.
Like Arthur's over here with his hood on, shivering.
I'm on
freezing.
No, okay, so see, the thing is, like, the cold doesn't really affect me that much because back in South Carolina, believe it or not, it does get cold.
Bro, come on. Stop.
It does.
It gets to like 40 degrees.
I wish, fucking. But like during like football season and stuff, like I just never wore sleeves because when you run the ball, just wearing the sleeves, like when you tuck it in, it's like it's easier to slip out.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
just
yeah.
never wore sleeves. And then like I never had like a pair of tights, and like sweatpants were too big, were like too bulky, so I couldn't slip in my pads over them. So I just never wore sleeves or like long pants. So I'm just working. So I, like ever since I was like 8 up until like my senior year of high school, I was just not wearing sleeves in like 30, 35 degree weather.
That's
Playing
ridiculous.
football
You know what I just thought of
for,
that would
like,
be a
2.5
cheat code
hours.
if you're a football player?
What?
If you were running back and you had like actually like bigger sleeves that you cut like whole football size holes in, and you would tuck the football into there when you were running.
That's
and you could
easy.
not-
There is already a rule against that. That is easily illegal.
I'm just innovating here, bro.
I believe. I fucks with the vision.
I'm trying to figure out a way for you to carry the ball better.
I mean, I never fumbled in high school, so that was
Never?
never.
I mean, it's hard to fumble when you carry the ball 2 times.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm kidding. I know.
At least you had a better high school career
The
than
Nate.
me.
My man missed 7 field goals in a game. That is
That's
wild. That is crazy. I cannot imagine just watching that from the sidelines.
How does a coach let you
Exactly.
get a
How does
PAT
the
after
coach
5
just-
misses?
Coach, bro, Nate must have been like a master of persuasion. He must have had like, he must have been like, yo, coach, I got this. Don't worry about this. Think about how do you convince your coach to let you go out of the field after missing 5?
You have an 11-man team.
I mean, y'all maybe because y'all have scored so much that it doesn't matter at that point. Like y'all
I
already
mean,
up
he
like
did say it was a blowout, but
85.
nonetheless, like once you miss like 4, all right, we're putting our punter in here to see what he
Right.
got.
Wasn't he also the punter? That's why, yeah.
They had no backups. So when Nate goes down, that goes the whole season. They ever need a game-winning field goal.
Tough.
It's right. I've literally lost like so many like freshman and varsity and junior varsity games just because our kicker couldn't kick. Like I've lost like there's like a wide range. I think there's like I saw like 6 or 7 games that I've lost in high school just for the sole reason because the kicker on my team couldn't kick.
That's crazy. Actually, yeah. Same at my high school.
Like,
Until we got our kicker was Anthony Barr's brother, who's like Anthony Barr.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
his brother, who's now the kicker at UCLA. Yeah, but the
Yeah,
kicker
I'm
before him
getting
was
distracted.
complete garbage.
Just looking up dogs playing poker.
Wow.
The painting series.
Jeez, way to stay focused, Morgan.
No, I'm listening. Anthony Barr's cousin, brother.
Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plays at USC now. I mean,
UCLA. Oh my
He's a
God. All right, so
mean-
NFC playoff picture. We gotta keep this. We're gonna keep this.
NFC playoff picture.
Yeah,
we-
San Francisco at 1.
Hey.
San Francisco at 1. Green Bay at 2. New Orleans at 3. Dallas at 4. Seattle at 5. Minnesota at 6. Now the outside looking in are the Rams, the Eagles, and the Panthers, all at 5 and 4.
I mean,
Who do you see who is most likely to drop out?
the Rams are
The Cowboys.
fraudulent.
Cowboys, if they could lose the division.
Eagles are the most talented team out of that. I keep saying it. I still think that they can make the playoffs. So
The most talented team in the NFC or the most talented team in the team
in that
outside?
group that are outside.
Yeah.
Are the Vikings the 6th seed?
They're the 5th seed. 6. Yeah, they're 6. They're
Six,
6.
yeah.
They're 6. But if the Seahawks lose, I think the Seahawks would go down.
Okay. I don't know. It's like a big drop off after the Vikings.
It's really a big drop off. Oh yeah, after the Vikings. But I don't think it's that big though. I feel like
I don't think the Vikings lose their 6th seed.
Yeah, that's valid. And the only way this could switch up is Dallas slides
Yeah.
and Philadelphia takes their spot.
Yeah, that's the only thing I see happening.
Because
And even that, I'm not.
Carolina is
confident.
not getting Cam Newton back for
I
the
mean,
rest of the year. So
Vikings have a lot of tough games coming up. Aside
They
from the
do.
Broncos, they put the Seahawks, the Lions, the Chargers, the Packers, and the Bears.
I think they can go
only
3
like
and
2 or 3 of those games I see as being tough.
They're either going 3-3 or 4-2.
Yeah, they can easily go like 4-2.
So-
Maybe they can pull out a 5-1. maybe they can pull out a 5.
They absolutely do not go 5-1 through the stretch.
They could pull out a 5.
Okay, so they have to play. They play the
So
Seahawks at the Seahawks.
I feel like they could. It's between the Packers and the Seahawks. I believe they have a better chance of beating the Packers
They
just
could also
because it's
lose
a
to the
home
Chargers.
game. That's why I feel like they could possibly lose to the Packers just because it's a home game.
You didn't
Were the
mention
games
the
in Lambeau,
Chargers.
or the games in
No, the
No,
game's in Minnesota.
But you didn't mention the Chargers. Again, I'll say you didn't mention the London Chargers. You didn't mention them.
The London Chargers.
And you talked about it.
The London Thunderbolts.
I mean, everyone was saying that the team in London was going to be Jacksonville, but
Yeah, it should be. The fact that Jacksonville has a football team is ridiculous.
yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville's a good fan base.
No,
If
it's not.
anything,
That's a
Los
lie.
Angeles.
That's a lie.
The Los Angeles fan base for
Chargers
Chargers
For
is
any
terrible.
team. For any
Whoa,
team.
whoa.
LA fans are the worst.
No,
That's a fact.
no, we're not.
We can agree on that. Boston has better fans.
LA
Philadelphia has
produces
better
champions.
fans.
Boston has better fans because they're
The
racist.
Rams were
So
a
they
waste of a
win.
franchise when they were in St. Louis. Came to
That's
LA
not
and all of a
true.
sudden,
The greatest show on
Everyone cares.
turf. The Kurt Warner years, they were absolutely not a waste of a franchise when they were over there. And plus, they didn't win the best teams last year. They got no support.
they had support.
Bandwagons. The Chargers have one of the best rosters in the league. Still didn't get any support. I mean, like, come on now.
But they're messed up due to injuries.
I'm good. How are you? Yeah.
You got this. I know.
I see.
I don't know how to play it. I'm just taking it out later in post production.
Did you already edit the other one?
No.
Oh.
I'm not gonna edit that one unless I have to.
So this one's going up, what, tomorrow?
Probably.
Wow, it's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. I mean, all I gotta do is just slide it in Adobe Premiere, export it, make sure it's all lined up, and we're good.
That's true.
But yeah, I don't see Minnesota giving it up. I don't see Seattle giving it
Is
up.
Adam Thielen gonna come back? If he does, that's a scary team. That's a scary team. They could
All right, who's better, the Vikings with Case Keenum or the Vikings with Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the Vikings being the Cowboys was genuinely like the first win that they had, where Kirk Cousins was not the better quarterback, but he played like the better quarterback.
I don't know. I think Dak's kind of overrated. So.
Jason Garrett's a bad coach.
Oh, that's a fact.
Oh, that is,
They're terrible in the first half every single game.
bro. That you don't got to tell me that Packers game, like the Giants game, was definitely like a telltale sign of how terrible this team can be in the
I mean, they lost to the Jets too.
I mean, yeah. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just say, Alabama and Clemson are by far probably the luckiest teams in the
Lucky?
No, not lucky. Not lucky in the sense of
Here comes the
they're-
gaslighting. He's
They're
gonna
getting
gaslight.
they're getting a whole bunch of fluke
lying.
wins and everything.
He's trolling.
No. Let me explain
This
what
is
I mean.
garbage.
Let me explain what I mean. Think about it.
Don't listen to
Alabama
us.
lost to LSU,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not even out of. I don't even
Do you
think.
know why that is? That's because they have the most talented roster in the country. That's why. That's because they have the best coach. It's not luck. They have the best team.
I'm not saying. Okay, understand. I cannot talk. Alabama and Clemson, regardless, are the luckiest teams in college football.
Wait, why Clemson?
Because just look at the top 10.
Oh, Clemson absolutely is
Morgan,
going.
I want you to pull up the top 10 in college football right now, according to AP.
All
It's
right,
not the
AP
playoff.
top 10.
I want you, or top 25.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
fine.
Yeah, that's good. Pull up.
Yeah.
How is Clemson any different from Ohio State?
Let me just explain. Let me just show you what happened. Okay, so just looking at the top
Yeah,
7.
please look at this and make this argument that,
Looking at the
that
top
they should be
7.
ranked 4.
I'm not saying they shouldn't be ranked 4.
Okay.
I'm just saying the amount of buffer they have is insane. Because you have to think about, okay, look, LSU won.
Mm-hmm.
LSU won. So we already know Alabama probably is not going to SEC championship, barring complete and utter chaotic dismantling by LSU. Can we agree with that?
We.
Okay. We agree with that. Okay. So that would mean that barring catastrophic chaos, it would be LSU and Georgia in the SEC championship.
Yes.
So let's say it switches. Let's say Georgia was at 4 because that's where I have them in my top 6. Let's say Georgia was at 4, Alabama at 5. If either one of those teams lose, LSU or Georgia in the SEC championship, they're out the top 4 and Bama's sliding in. Let's look at Ohio State and Minnesota. Okay, now I'm not going to say that Ohio State beats Minnesota, but regardless, they still have to play each other in the Big Ten national championship game most likely. So let's say they do, and let's say Minnesota wins. Ohio State bumps out, Alabama plays top 4. Or if you even want to scroll down a little further, Oregon and Utah have to play each other probably for the Pac-12 championship, barring catastrophic whatever. Either one of those teams lose, that just creates more buffer for Clemson. All I'm saying is, literally, okay, so if you look at at the bottom half of the top 10, you have Oregon, who has to play Utah, Minnesota, who has to play Ohio State, Utah, who has to play Oregon, Penn State, who already lost and is not going to the Big 12 championship game. And then you have Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma's going to make a big lead.
So,
I just feel like Clemson could lose a game and still go to the playoffs. Alabama already lost the game and they're still slated to go into the playoffs. I'm not saying I'm saying it's more luck, but that's just like fortune, I guess. I don't know.
Your argument is true, but it's not. If Clemson loses another game, they're absolutely not in the playoffs. The committee,
conference championship. No, the conference championship's a little late. I said I feel like the conference championship's a little late, but if they lose a game now and they just go undefeated the rest of the way, I feel like they still make it to the playoffs.
No, they don't,
because everyone else plays each other.
Except for Oklahoma. Oh, if Oklahoma wins out, then they're the 4th seed. And that's the only team where legitimately you cannot make an argument to Alabama not being there. If everything stays okay, if Oklahoma loses another game, they're disqualified. But if everyone else loses, if everyone else wins, Alabama's 4th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If everybody wins out, Alabama's still 4th.
And they should make the playoff.
No, okay. The only way I could see Alabama sliding out is if Oklahoma wins out and then wins their conference championship.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Right.
But even then, that's still a toss-up. That's not for certain.
Well, Alabama, of all the one-loss teams, they're clearly the best team.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay?
Of course.
So that's why they're above Georgia. That's why they're above Oregon. That's why they're above Utah. Minnesota, yeah, they're undefeated, but they haven't proven any big wins. They'll prove that.
They just beat Penn State.
Penn State were fraudulent.
Okay, you can't just say they were fraudulent. I don't know. Penn State just... I just feel like
give Minnesota give me Minnesota Ohio State in the championship game.
All I'm saying is Minnesota's win over Penn State was impressive because it's more. Everyone says it's an upset, and so people call it an upset, and then you have people saying, "Oh, it's not an upset." It is an upset.
It's an upset, yeah.
It is an upset, but it's not so much as an upset because Penn State was so much better than Minnesota, as much of it is like a mental upset.
Yeah,
it's kind of like saying if like South Carolina was undefeated, and then they go and then they play Alabama, regardless of location, they beat Alabama. Alabama and South Carolina both undefeated. Regardless of how you slice the cake, that is an upset because it's like
it's like two programs that are on different levels.
Exactly. That's the thing with Minnesota and Penn State. I feel like that was an upset. That was a legitimate win because both of those teams are on different levels as far as where their programs are right now.
Yes, but what I'm saying is Alabama is rightfully so ranked number 4 because they lost to the best team in the country by 6, and they still have one of the best players in the country. They still have the best coach in the country, and they're the best. And they have of all the one-loss teams, they have the best loss. Yeah. They only lost by 6 to the number 1 team. Georgia got by South Carolina team that lost to Appalachia State. Oregon got beat by a Pac-12 team, so they shouldn't even be ranked.
Whoa, say it one more time.
I said Oregon lost to Pac-12 teams, so they shouldn't even be ranked.
Oregon lose to?
Same with Utah. I don't know. It's really awful.
No.
Oregon lost
like Washington or Washington State or something like that.
No, I know they beat Washington State. I know they beat Washington. No, Oregon lost to Auburn.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's not that bad of a
exactly.
loss.
That's an awful loss.
My goodness.
Where's Auburn ranked right now?
Auburn's 13. That's a lot. That's a lot better than Georgia's loss. You can easily slide them above for Georgia.
You can't because Georgia's a better team than Oregon.
What?
And then Utah lost to USC.
Nah,
That's a good team.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Wait. No, they're not.
They're the best team.
You
in the
said
second
you
largest-
said
lost-
USC is the best team.
The best team in the second largest country in the U.S.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
They're the best team in LA.
Well, yeah, when you're competing against UCLA, that's
Exactly.
led by Chip Kelly.
Oh my goodness, that's a good. Oh, that was a decent loss. They only lost by 7.
All I'm saying is Alabama could easily be 5.
But who would be 4 then?
That's what I'm saying. Who would be 4?
Well, see that's the thing. My thought process was what's the point of putting Bama forward? You feel me?
Yeah.
What was the point of? Okay, so because I believe. Okay, so let's say if. All right, so let's say if you put Bama at 4, let's say if you put Bama at 5 instead of 4, and then LSU if LSU wins, and then Bama just slides up and takes Georgia's spot. But what if Georgia wins? Where does LSU go from there? Do they go at 4?
If Georgia wins, it gets 2.
If Georgia, so let's say you put Georgia is LSU 1,
Yeah.
or whatever, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, Georgia 4, Bama 5. If Georgia beats LSU in the SEC,
Why would Georgia be over Alabama?
But what's the point of putting? Okay,
Because Alabama, because okay, they both have one loss. Alabama's loss is better than Georgia's loss. That's why they're above Georgia.
no, you don't understand. So if Georgia beats LSU, where does LSU? So are you going to tell me LSU is going to drop all the way to where Georgia is, and then Georgia's going to take 4? So are you going to tell me that just based off that alone that LSU just automatically becomes worse than Georgia because they lost to Georgia in the SEC championship game, regardless of how they lost? They could lose by Chris Davis like return.
I'll answer
touchdown.
your question. If Georgia beats LSU if we're at the championship round,
Yes.
right now, and we already know that Ohio State won their game, Clemson won their game,
Yes.
and now we're playing LSU Georgia SEC championship game,
Yes.
and Georgia's 5, LSU's 1.
Yes.
If LSU loses to Georgia, Georgia goes to 2 or 3, LSU goes to 4, and Ohio State
So
and
you're just
Clemson
going to
move
bump
up
out Bama?
1. Yes,
For what reason?
because they lost to LSU.
But they're easily better than Georgia.
How?
Oh my God! You just said Alabama was clearly the best team, clearly the better team, clearly has the better loss,
Okay.
clearly has the better players all around, offense and defense.
This is commutative property or whatever it's called. Okay.
Okay, so
This
you
is
don't
obvious. That's why they're ranked higher, because they beat the team that beat that team. That's why they're ranked higher than them.
But you don't understand how messy this is. I feel like if just slide Georgia in at 4, put Alabama at 5. That way, winner of the my whole issue is putting Bama at 4. Then that means if Georgia wins and you slide LSU at 4 and bump Bama out, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
So I'm still confused.
It's kind of like the
Why-
same.
how is this
It's kind
messy?
of like the same logic that got Bama in the playoffs 2 years ago.
But this isn't messy at all, though. It's like saying
Because you're just bumping Bama out just solely because they didn't win. You feel me?
Oregon's ranked above Auburn, but they lost Auburn.
Well,
That's just how it works.
Auburn has 2 losses.
Exactly. That's just how it works.
But it just makes okay, so see, my thing is put LSU at 1, Ohio State at 2, Clemson at 3, Georgia at 4.
But no,
Simple.
but that's not
simple. If you win the SEC championship, you stay in the top 4. If you lose it, then you out. Starting off with Georgia already out the playoffs, making them have to play into the playoffs means that Bama just becomes a victim of just not being able to play in their championship game.
I think what you're trying to say is, if Georgia goes to a SEC championship game and loses, they have more credibility to be in the playoffs over Alabama, who didn't even get there. Is that what you're trying to say?
Wait, what? No, I'm saying Wait, run
Okay.
that by me one more time.
If Georgia makes it to the SEC championship game but loses, they have more say and credibility to be in the playoff.
No,
than
no,
Alabama,
no,
who doesn't get
no.
there.
All I'm saying is just have Georgia at 4, and then just keep it that way.
But Georgia doesn't deserve to be 4 over Alabama.
But it just makes it more. Yes, it. Okay,
No, they
I'm not
don't.
going to say they do.
They
But,
don't.
Okay, so if we head into the conference championship time or whatever, and it's LSU 1, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, and Georgia 4. Then if you win, you in. If you lose, you're out.
It's already like that now.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Because you
hold on.
because think about it. Because if let's say LSU loses to Georgia,
Okay.
but Bama's already in that 4 spot.
Yeah.
Then if you put them ahead of Bama's going to be like, what the fuck? We was just here chilling, and then LSU loses to a team that we probably wouldn't lose to. So you're going to put them ahead of us? But
You
then
can't
if you
say
put
that they
LSU,
wouldn't. They probably
but
wouldn't
then
lose
if you
to
put
them.
LSU, well, then why would you rank Alabama ahead of Georgia?
Because they have right now. Why? I thought we went over this. Because they have a better loss than Georgia.
So
They have a better resume right now than Georgia does.
So right now, do you believe Alabama would beat Georgia if
Yes.
they were to meet right now? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
But that's not how rankings work. It's not about which team is, bro. Because like I explained to you, Auburn already beat Oregon, but Oregon's ranked higher. It doesn't matter which
Because
team.
Auburn has 2 losses.
No.
Auburn
Exactly.
has lost twice.
Exactly. It doesn't matter which team would beat which other team. It's about which team has a better resume at this point. Alabama has a better resume at this point than Georgia. They have a better loss than Georgia's loss. That's why they're ranked higher than Georgia. Even though Auburn beat Oregon has only lost 1 game. They have a better overall resume than Auburn does. That's why they're ranked higher. That's why Alabama's ranked higher than Georgia. Even if
So, using your logic, Arthur, who did Oregon lose to?
To Auburn.
yes.
So if Oregon lost to Auburn only and Georgia lost to USC, why isn't Oregon ahead of Auburn? Oregon ahead of Georgia.
Wait, repeat that?
So if Oregon lost to Auburn, who is a good team, ranked, and Georgia lost to unranked South Carolina, who, like Morgan said, lost to Appalachian State, why isn't Oregon ahead of Georgia?
Well, why is Clemson below Ohio State? Clemson won the national championship last year.
Clemson has no top 25 wins.
But they won a national championship last year.
That has nothing to do with nothing.
They kept most of their players.
That has nothing to do with nothing.
Well, then, how does that have nothing to do with nothing?
Alabama kept most of their players from the year they beat Clemson and they lost to Clemson. The only thing that really changed was the quarterback.
What? Well, okay, so by your logic, why isn't Minnesota ranked number 4 right now? They're the only undefeated team. They're undefeated, but they're below 3 teams with 1 loss.
Because they don't have that good of a resume. The only key win is against
Exactly.
No, all I'm saying is all right. So my thing is, so I understand what you're saying about the rankings being arbitrary or whatever. But my problem is you essentially create having Georgia ranked at 4. It's more not so much because they're ranked 4th. It just makes everything easier. That's what I'm saying. When the college football rankings come out, I don't know. I won't be surprised if sometime between now and by the time the conference championships get here, the committee doesn't just slide in Georgia at 4 just for the sole purpose of it makes the SEC championship game. If all the other teams went out, a win in your in situation. If you lose, you are out.
Yeah.
Having Bama at 4 now, because they already catch a lot of heat for SEC bias. Like everyone, granted, the SEC is the best conference.
I mean, they put the number 4 Alabama team in. That Alabama team won the championship, so obviously they deserve to be in there.
That's what I'm saying. But they already
whatever.
catch heat for SEC bias, so they're trying to shake that. But so if you slide in, all I'm saying is you slide in Georgia at 4, it makes the SEC championship game a win in your in situation.
Right.
But
So
isn't it still the case?
first off, yes, it's still the case, even if Georgia's 5, 6, or 7. That if they
No,
won,
because
they'd be in there.
so the thing, my question is, so if Georgia wins, let's say Georgia is at 5 and LSU is at 1 when we get to conference championship time, and Georgia wins, where does LSU go? Do they because obviously Georgia's going to hop ahead of Alabama, of course.
Yeah.
And
And LSU will
somewhere
still
in
be
the top
above
4.
Alabama.
So that would put LSU at 4
Yeah.
Yeah.
and put Bama at 5.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
why would you? But I don't see that being like reasonable though,
Why not?
because like I said, the whole reason Alabama is ranked 4 is because we believe that if Alabama played Georgia, Alabama would win. So if you put LSU ahead of
hold on.
if you put
hold on, that's not the reason why they're ranked 4. They're ranked 4 because they have a better resume. No one's the rankings aren't based on who would be who head to head.
So if both Alabama and Georgia lost to South Carolina, who would you rank higher, Alabama or Georgia?
But that's not the situation here, so I don't have to.
So if Georgia lost to LSU, who would you rank? Who would you rank higher, Alabama or Georgia?
That's not the situation here, though.
Just answer the question.
That's not what the AP poll is about. It's not about which team would beat what team head to head. It's about which team has a better resume. Because it's about which team would beat which team head to head. Auburn would be ranked above Oregon. It's not about which team would beat which team head to head. It's about which team has a better resume.
I don't know. I just don't like. I'm just go ahead and rank Georgia at 4. Make the SEC winning you in, losing you're out, and then just put.
That's more on the committee.
Then just slide Alabama in.
But that's more on the committee than the AP poll. Because
like I said, that's exactly how Alabama got into the playoffs 2 years ago when they beat Clemson, was because they were originally out, but the two teams that were in the top 4 were both SEC teams, and they both had to play each other. I believe it was Georgia and Auburn. I think it was Georgia and Auburn. That year.
But that's because Auburn beat them in the Iron Bowl.
Georgia beat Auburn, and then Auburn had to slide out.
Yeah.
So why not just do that same thing here?
Well,
make the SEC championship game a winning your game.
Yes, I agree with your argument. But this is the AP poll. That's the college football committee. This is taking all resume. College football playoffs is taken with like which team would beat another team. Those are two different ranking systems where they take different things into account.
I don't think they are. I feel like that is. I feel like if anything, you switch them. I feel like the college football playoffs focus more on resume than the AP poll does.
No, they don't. Because they focus more on resume.
Because if they did, they wouldn't have Georgia ahead of Oregon.
If they focus more on resume, then Alabama wouldn't have gotten in the year they got in. Because Alabama did not deserve to be in over the teams so they focus more on like quality of team than straight up resume, because there's an undefeated UCF team that, if you were focusing more on resume, would have gotten in over Alabama if they focused more on
what?
Alabama didn't got in solely because of talent and because everyone knew that they were the best team in the country. If it was all based on resume, then UCF would have gotten in above them because they were undefeated and won all their games by like 20.
I'm going to just reiterate my point of put Georgia at 4, Alabama at 5. Make it easier. SEC championship games are win if you win. You win, you lose, you out. So
I think the only question though with what's going to happen is if Oklahoma wins out, okay, they have one loss. Are you going to say that they should not be in over a one-loss SEC team?
But see, who is Oklahoma's loss to?
I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think it's
Kansas State.
Yeah.
That's a bad loss.
It's a bad loss, but it's only by 7.
Yeah.
But you also have to look at how they lost to Kansas State. If you look at how they lost, Oklahoma was. Can you click on it? Yeah. See, Oklahoma was got thrashed in the third quarter. It was like they just couldn't do anything, and then they tried to make this huge power surge in the fourth quarter and just didn't finish it up. And also, this is the same Kansas State team that lost to Texas.
Kansas State aren't bad though.
They're not bad. I'm not saying they're bad in the slightest.
Like they'll probably be ranked at the end of the season.
Yeah, weren't they top 25 during the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were top 25 this past week, and then they lost to Texas.
Okay, so let's play this out then. So let's say LSU wins their game, they're number 1. Okay, then Ohio State wins out, they're number 1. Clemson wins out, Ohio State wins out, they're number 2. Clemson wins out, they're number 3. So number 4, you have one loss Alabama, two loss Georgia, or
it's just
or
a matter.
one loss
It's just
Oklahoma.
Well, see, you also have to throw in Oregon too, and Utah.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do, because they're currently ranked ahead of Oklahoma. Oklahoma doesn't have Oregon doesn't have as bad of a loss as Oklahoma does. with Utah, it's a toss up. You can say it's really up to you and how you and up to preference. Honestly,
I mean,
I
Utah,
think out of the three,
but Utah and Oklahoma will eventually play though, right? I mean, Utah and
Oregon will
Yeah.
play in the conference championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, regardless of whether one of those two win the conference, you have them, you have Bama, and then you have Oklahoma.
So who would get the fourth spot? Would it be the winner of Oregon, Utah?
And see, this is another reason of why this is another thing about the whole why don't you just slide in Bama at 5 instead of 4? Because now, okay, so now you just play this whole thing out like you said. Bama's currently sitting at 4 right now. Then you have Georgia, and then Georgia beats LSU. So LSU has to come down, and we assume and
This is a whole different scenario from the
Alabama's
scenario I
at-
just made, though.
I know, but this plays out. So you have Alabama currently sitting at 4. So who are you going to put up 4? You're going to leave in Alabama?
No,
One
LSU
loss
goes
One
4.
loss LSU, conference championship Oklahoma, or conference champions Oregon/Utah.
One loss LSU with the best player in the country goes 4.
Yeah.
But like I said, why?
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 Because they
Beat
beat the number
Alabama.
5 team in the country. Because they also beat Auburn, who beat Oregon. They've also beaten Florida. They've also beaten all the other SEC schools. So yeah, that's why, and they have the best player in the country. So that's what they're for.
I almost said something that was wild that I didn't even believe for a second.
Yeah, you want to go argue against Joe Burrow. We already know.
Yeah.
You're a hater. It's fine.
Yeah.
You hating.
I was
But-
really about to say they don't have the best player in the country.
I mean,
yes, they do. Yes,
they do. I'll
Yes,
just pull up
they
his
do.
stats again just to remind everybody
Yes, they do.
that yes, he is the best player in the country. 3,198 yards, 33 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 92.6 QBR. He did it against
And he got
Alabama.
that Peyton Manning
at
head
Alabama.
too. You ever see the picture of Joe Burrow? Dude head is long.
Imperialist. That's his thing. It's comments everything with imperialist. I don't know what that is, but
He's an imperialist?
That's what. Yeah. That's
You
like
know,
his thing.
like
He wants to-
taking over
Yeah.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is.
If that's your claim to fame.
I mean,
crazy.
that is very something you get away with at a white school because HBCU. That'd be like, wait, why would you want to be an imperialist?
Yeah.
You know, it's
I'm about to
LSU.
say imperialism.
It's LSU. They gave Trump a standing ovation. We saw
Yeah.
that. So.
Yeah. Valid. Pretty valid.
Let's just look at his stats the last game against Alabama.
Ooh,
one of the
all right.
historically best defenses of all time.
Actually, their
31
defense is not
attempts.
as good as they were in previous
Historically,
years.
still one of the best defenses of all time. One of the best defensive minds. 31 attempts, 39 completions, 79.5
purely
completion
on
percentage,
reputation.
393 yards. Yeah, the reputation of 6 championships. 10 touchdowns. 10 yard average, 3 touchdowns. 189 quarterback rating.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Not that bad. Pretty average. I'm joking.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty average. Nah, all right. But we're gonna go ahead and switch gears, which is it's essentially about the same topic. All right. So
Oh, you being a hater?
nah. All right. So I have a genuine question. So Minnesota's next 3 games are at Iowa,
W.
at Northwestern,
W.
versus Wisconsin.
W.
Okay.
Easy, undefeated.
So they're gonna
Okay.
go undefeated to where they get
Okay.
ranked.
So if Minnesota goes undefeated and beats Ohio State in the conference championship, do they go in the top 4?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. Okay, hold on.
Or do they?
I don't think
How are
that's
they
fair.
not? How is that not fair?
No,
you have
no.
Ohio
I
State
mean,
as the number 2
I
team
do.
in the
I
country.
do believe that they go into the top. But like I said, like the whole college football playoff system is messy. And see this. And if anyone were to advocate for an 18 playoff,
Yeah.
this would be the year to do it because the field is so deep and so clouded and so muddy, and it's just crazy. I mean, because
Oh no, here's a good question for you. Who gets in first? A 1-loss Alabama or a 1-loss Ohio State?
One loss Alabama.
But
But
one loss. Okay, so
that's a good question because if you think about it, Alabama's only loss was against a ranked team.
Yeah.
Ohio State has 2 top 25 wins. And if they lose in the conference championship, well, see, this is the thing. If Ohio State suffers the one loss in the regular season and then they win out, including the conference championship game, and it's between them and Bama, I would slide in Ohio State ahead of Bama. But if Ohio State loses in the conference championship game, then Bama slides in ahead of Ohio State.
Okay, so we're saying
People also because
so
the committee also suffers from recency bias, and I feel like that's one.
So we're saying Penn State beats Ohio State, but somehow Ohio State still makes it to the conference championship and wins.
Well, if they lose to Penn State,
then Alabama gets the edge.
See, this is the thing.
That's the last good team to play.
The thing is, I feel like the earlier you lose, the better your chances are of winning, of getting into the playoffs. The closer to the end of the season that you lose, you're definitely not going to go in. Definitely not going to get it. Like Clemson, remember a couple years back when Clemson lost to, I think, like Pitt or Syracuse, something like that. But it was like in like game 4 or 5, so they still had time to build up the ranking and slide back into the playoff picture.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the same thing here. That's why I thought would have held back Alabama. Well, that's what is going to hold back Alabama. That's what's helping Oregon is because they lost in the first game of the season, so they've put together 8 straight wins. So
I don't think the LSU loss is holding back Alabama at all. I think they're still be ranked 4.
It brought them down. It's the LSU win, and then Alabama hasn't played anybody. Haven't played anybody yet. Think about it. Outside of LSU, what can Alabama be? Who can Alabama be proud to say they beat? Outside of, well, they didn't even beat LSU, so.
Let's see.
Alabama has literally played nobody.
You're low key right.
Texas. I'm gonna bring back the point of I feel so bad for Texas A&M.
Actually, Alabama only had one hard game this entire season, and that's against LSU.
Thank you.
I mean, they play Auburn, but
literally Alabama.
Iron Bowl, you never know what happened.
I'm not gonna say that Georgia has the better loss because that's not it at all. That's not it at all. But Georgia, but think about it. Georgia did beat Florida.
Yeah.
Georgia did beat Florida.
Okay.
And their only loss came in double overtime. 1, because the quarterback threw 3 interceptions to the same person. 2, because their kicker missed a wild 48-yard field goal that he's historically money from, and all I'm saying is Georgia has the better resume. Yes, they have the worst loss, but they also have the better win.
They don't.
They don't have a better win than Alabama. They beat.
They're the better win, but they have an awful loss. That's a terrible loss. It looks worse and worse each week. It's not getting better. That team lost to Appalachian State. They lost by 6.
Okay, but we keep saying Appalachian State. Okay, I get it. It's mean quality, but Appalachian State is mean quality. Ooh, you lost it to Appalachian. Appalachian State is a good team.
No, they're not.
What?
They're not. Appalachian State is absolutely not a good team.
They have only lost 1 game on the season.
Who have they played? They played Central Valley University.
Right.
You're not going to give me that. They play. Okay, let's go through who they've played. Let's see what year.
Like I said, don't go back too far.
Eastern Tennessee State. Ooh.
Charlotte.
Blew them out. Charlotte. Ooh, Charlotte almost got the dub on them. UNC, who almost beat them. Coastal Carolina. Louisiana Lafayette. Louisiana Monroe. South Alabama. They lost to Georgia Southern.
Oof.
And they beat South Carolina. 5-3 Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern's a pretty good team.
Come on, stop.
They are.
And then they played Georgia State.
They almost beat.
Texas State,
Actually, you might be wrong. They almost beat Minnesota.
They got the brakes beat off them by LSU.
Yeah, exactly. So that should tell you how bad Minnesota actually is. Let's see what Joe Burrow's stat line was this game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
23 for 27, 278 yards and 5 touchdowns.
More touchdowns than incompletions.
Golly, that dude went off. I bet he didn't even play the fourth quarter.
No.
Probably didn't.
He didn't. He's probably got pulled in the third. I can't remember that game.
I sure don't.
Yeah, that's why LSU's number one.
Was that game on TV?
Yeah, I remember watching it. They killed him. Okay, so hold on. Can you make this argument that you were trying to make before that LSU shouldn't be the number one ranked team, so I can just laugh at it?
All I said was if you put Ohio State against LSU, Ohio State will win. Ohio State is more explosive, and LSU at times have been more susceptible to good teams.
So if they play each other in the
They
national
haven't
championship,
played any good teams. Ohio State has played no good teams. LSU's only played good teams. Yes, you're going to be susceptible to good teams. That's like an oxymoron. Oh wow, good teams play them good. Yes, of course they do. They're good teams. So make them good.
No, I'm not saying like good teams playing them good. Of course, that's simple. But like,
oh wow, they only beat Alabama by 6. Oh, just Alabama?
Why? I wasn't even going to bring up the Alabama game. I really wasn't.
Because you can't. Because legitimately, that's the reason why you cannot put Ohio State over them.
Outside of the second half being absolute
what?
It was concerning. It was concerning how close Alabama came to winning that game.
It was concerning that one of the best teams ever almost beat them. Yeah, it was concerning.
Yes, it was concerning because y'all were up by 20 and you should have kept that lead. But like I said, y'all playing.
Alabama is the best team
Y'all
ever.
were playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
And we're also playing the best team ever. But people somehow just because LSU, like, okay, LSU's not getting the credit for one being up 20 against Alabama, and then all of a sudden when Alabama did what Alabama does and played well, people were like, oh, that's really concerning. Like, how is it concerning? They were always going to start playing well. Like, I don't understand this like logic people have. It's like all of a sudden you want to take points away from LSU because they only beat Alabama by 6, but before the game, if LSU would have beat Alabama by 6, you're like, oh, wow, great performance, great win.
Okay, but see, I feel like this is a double-edged because if you're gonna say, Alabama's good, Alabama's this, Alabama's that, then I don't think. Okay, so here's my problem with the loss to Alabama. It wasn't
a loss, it was a win.
I mean, here's my problem with the game against Alabama is. Yes. Okay. Yes, Alabama is good. Alabama says Alabama is that. Yes, Alabama's going to be playing like Alabama. But see, here's the thing. If you're going to say that about Alabama, my whole thing about the game was the reason y'all built up that lead was because Alabama turned the ball over 3 times in the first half.
No, we forced 3 turnovers against Alabama. See, this is what I'm talking about. You're giving the team no credit. It's like, we played Alabama. They're the least turnover-prone team. They don't give the ball. Alabama does not give the ball up. That doesn't happen. You take the ball away from Alabama. Alabama doesn't give the ball away. They're the most well-drilled team in the country. Like I'm saying, you're not giving LSU any credit. Plus, if that, like, Tua got that one pass off at the end of the game that was just like an 80-yarder, that was just pure luck, basically. Okay, hold on.
What happened to Alabama being a good team?
Okay, not like you said there. I was also lucky, but that was this one play. Hold on. Okay, you're right. That was one play of like extreme brilliance. But if you hold on, dude, hold on. Let me just make this point.
God.
If you take that away, they win the game by 14 points instead of 6.
No,
and then nobody makes this argument at all.
You don't understand when I say So another thing about my thing about the second half, literally in all 4 of Alabama's scoring drives, because they ended the game with 4 straight. Their last 4 drives mean scoring drives.
Okay.
They had a play that went at least 20 yards. That is concerning, especially against an SEC defense who's we're SEC defense.
Nobody. Hold on.
That's literally all Ohio State is. It's a read option and big plays. That's it. If you can't stop the big plays, then there's going to read option your ass.
Nobody said LSU's defense was their claim to fame. First off, nobody said that was the best point of their team. Secondly, they were playing.
Oh my God! We're just going to act like we're just not going to act like for the past 10 years, from the start of Les Miles going into Ed Orgeron.
This year,
LSU's calling card has been terrific defense. Good running.
This year, their defense,
even before this game, terrible quarterback. That has been their calling card up until this year.
Right, but that's not this year, and that's why they have the best team that they've had in many years. This is the one year where they don't have the same blueprint. No, I never claimed that they had some kind of incredible defense, but I made the claim that they have a better offense than Ohio State because Joe Burrow's a better quarterback than Justin Fields. Tua Tagovailoa is a better quarterback than Justin Fields.
Of course, Joe Burrow's a better quarterback. He's been playing for 3. He's a senior. Justin Fields is a whole sophomore.
That's not a legitimate argument as to why one better than the other. But
what? Oh my God!
Because
but you're gonna say he's better. You're gonna say Joe Burrow is better than Justin
That's
Fields.
not-
Yes, because he has.
But-
But that's
He's the
First
whole
off,
team.
Trevor Lawrence had a better season last year than Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow was a junior then. Trevor Lawrence was a freshman. That's not the argument I was making anyway. You're distracted from the argument I was making.
Wait, oh my God. Okay,
Stop.
okay. First,
No,
okay,
don't, no,
okay.
don't, no.
First off, we're gonna act like. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence. Well, yeah, he had the better season against ACC teams. Come on now, Joe Burrow
Okay,
was
exactly.
SEC.
Exactly. Okay, let me make my
Joe
point
Burrow's
then.
playing
Let me make the
SEC.
point I was
Come on.
trying to make before you try to steer it away because you know you can't counter this argument. Okay, even as bad, relatively bad comparatively, LSU defense is still going to be better than any defense Ohio State has played all year.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's my point.
But that has nothing to do.
LSU has a better-
That has nothing to do with nothing. We've
Yes,
seen
it
that
does.
in years prior. Literally, Alabama was by far the best team Clemson played last year, and Clemson handled them like yesterday's trash. Literally, it does not matter. Alabama was the best team y'all played all year. By far.
Not by far. Not by far.
By far.
Not by far.
Think about it. Any team LSU played, Alabama beats them by 20 plus. Florida beats them by 20 plus.
They do not beat Florida and Auburn by 20 plus.
Beats the brakes off them.
They do not do that.
I'm predicting right now.
Bro, you were just saying that Alabama hasn't played anybody and they're not actually that good. What are you talking about now?
Because
You
they
saying-
had, no. That point is valid that they haven't played anybody. But the fact that they won't beat
Okay.
the brakes off of everybody y'all played against is
Stop.
false.
Stop. The original point of this argument was you saying that Ohio State should still be ranked number 1
Yes.
over LSU.
Yes.
Okay. Who's had a harder schedule, Ohio State or LSU?
LSU.
Okay.
But who's looked better with the schedule? Ohio State or LSU?
They
Okay,
have
then.
not played it. That doesn't even, the first point, the first argument that you disagree with mitigates the entire second part of your argument. Yes, they've looked better, but like you said, they haven't played anybody. LSU have only played good teams, and they've beaten all those good teams. That's why they should be ranked number 1 over Ohio State.
Okay, but if you beat all those good teams and then you look at points unable to beat all those good teams, and then so what happens?
What does that mean? That
So I'm not gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask Arthur. I have a question. If Alabama comes back, just so happen to come back and beat LSU, does LSU drop off the top 4?
Well, if Alabama beats LSU,
If Alabama were to come back, let's say if Alabama completes
Yeah,
the comeback,
then
LSU drops out the
Alabama-
top 4.
yes.
Do they drop
Well-
below? Do they drop below Georgia?
No. They do not. They do not drop out of the top 4.
Yes, they do.
If they lose to Alabama by like 2 points.
No, at the way they drop. No, if Alabama comes
See, this is what I was
back,
talking about
in the
again.
playoffs. In the playoffs, they drop.
No, I'm talking about right now. Okay, the game's opposite. Alabama completes the comeback. You're telling me that Georgia will be ranked above LSU today.
Actually, I take that back. Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
They lost to South Carolina. They would not be ranked above a team that went to Alabama and lost in Bryant-Denny Stadium. It's where a team hasn't won since 2013. Like, bro, even if they've only beat them by 6, even if they're gonna come back by 20, they still beat Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Like, that's still insane. Just off that face right there, they still went in there and put up 46. Like, what are you talking about right now? Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this: would Ohio State be able to go and do that and put up 46 against that Alabama defense in Bryant-Denny Stadium? Would they, as explosive as they are, would they be able to do what LSU just did? Be honest with me.
That's a good question.
Okay.
That's a genuinely good question because I mean, granted, it's at a neutral site, but nobody.
No.
Granted, that, but nobody. And when I say no, did you expect Clemson to put up 41, 47, whatever against Alabama in the national championship game?
I expect them to put up numbers, yeah.
But do you expect them to put up 41?
Michael.
No. Okay. My
Michael,
point exactly.
Michael.
My point exactly.
No,
I
that's
feel.
not-
I
that's
feel
my
like
question.
Ohio State is the caliber of team. Like, I feel like they're a higher.
I'm not talking about neutral site. Just
I feel
okay,
like they're
switch it.
they're a higher caliber team, and I feel like yes, they could put up at least 41 against Alabama. Yes.
So,
Great. Well,
so you're telling me if instead
would
of
Alabama probably put up 40 points and
Okay,
Ohio State wins
exactly.
by 1? Yes, but regardless,
hold on. So you're telling me that
Ohio State would be able to pull that off.
so you're telling me Ohio State would have been able to do what LSU just did over the weekend. They would have been able to go in to Bryant-Denny Stadium and beat Alabama.
Yes,
No.
I believe they can.
No.
I believe they can do it. I genuinely believe they can do it.
You believe that they could have just done what LSU did over the weekend?
I believe it. I mean, granted,
You're
it's not, I
gaslighting
mean,
me.
granted, it's
You're
not
lying.
granted, it's not the same team, but it's the greatest head coach ever with the greatest defense. Blah, 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 that got the brakes beaten off them by Ohio State in the playoffs 4 years ago. Granted, I understand it's not the same players. I'm not saying that would happen.
Not the same players or the same coach, who's a much better coach than Brian May.
First is Ryan Day. Second, that still doesn't beat the fact that I still believe Ohio State can pull that off. I still do believe that. I genuinely believe that. Also, I feel like if Ohio State... See, my thing is...
That's what I'm talking about. I'm being lied to.
No.
It's a conspiracy.
No,
Like,
see,
you're
my thing is...
flying against my brain.
My thing is, I feel like I don't believe there's another team. Once you get below Georgia, it's a toss-up. But I don't think any other team would have given up that 20-point lead the way that LSU did.
What is that? What?
I don't think.
Yeah, you're right. They wouldn't have had a 20-point lead against Alabama.
No,
You're exactly right.
no. Because, like I said, Clemson had that lead and kept that lead.
Did LSU not win the game? I'm confused.
Did Clemson not win that game?
Wait, did LSU
not win that game and not let Alabama come back into it? I'm sorry.
It was a neutral site.
happen?
It was not the same situation at
has
all. What are you talking about? It has everything to do with it. Are you insane? What are you talking about?
So we're gonna act like just because it was a home game that.
Oh
so wait,
my God!
so
I'm
wait,
about to rain
so wait,
die.
so wait.
I can't. What?
So think about it. What team have you had confidence in going to Alabama and beating them?
LSU. I actually did believe they'd win this game.
I believe they'd win this game too, but before then.
That's exactly my point. Yes, exactly. What team have you ever had confidence in? And they went into it. They had a 20-point lead at one point, and they still won the game. Anyway, before the game, no one ever did. Like, barely anyone had the confidence that we had that they would win. So, like,
what? Oh, you saying we as in us?
Yes, as in me and you who just said we believe that they would win before the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
It was the,
so what I'm saying is they won by 6 points. If you had no idea what happened in the game and you saw that LSU won by 6 points, you're like, wow, that's a very impressive win that they went into Alabama and won by 6 points.
I'm not.
But now all of a sudden,
I never said the win wasn't impressive. I'm
just
saying.
Why are you trying to argue against it over and over again?
No, I'm just saying. Giving up that lead is concerning.
But
understand. A lot of the reason that people, it's like hindsight is 20/20, right? So a lot of the reason when people look back at the national championship, they're like, "Oh, that's valid." That Alabama got beat the brakes beat off him like that. It's because in the second half of that Oklahoma game, people forget Alabama got completely outscored. They looked like the weaker team in the second half of that game. People forget that.
Yeah, because everyone had turned off the game because they were up by 30.
And then they got completely shredded, and then the
they
game
still
got
won by
cut
like
down
15.
to 10.
And they still won like 10 points. What are you talking about? They still won.
All I'm saying is that second half was concerning. It throws up red flags. Granted, yes, it's Alabama. Alabama's the best team, blah, 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 blah. But the same reason we thought that LSU should have won that game because we just simply thought LSU was just a better team.
Yeah.
It's still concerning that they gave up that 20-point lead. I'm not saying that win's not impressive. I'm not saying at all the win's not impressive. I'm just saying if you give up a 20-point... You could give up a 20-point lead to anybody and they'll be concerned. You could give up a 20-point lead to Clemson, Ohio State, whoever. It would be, regardless if you win the game or not, it's still concerning that you gave up that lead.
But it's not concerning when you're playing against... Okay, it's not concerning when you give up a 20-point lead against the Heisman Trophy winner. It's not concerning. That's why no one was worried about it that much. I don't think you can use that to say that that's the reason.
Never won Heisman.
Huh? Kyler.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's the reason you can say that. Oh yeah. I mean, if you look at that, you would have known that Alabama wasn't going to win the national championship game. Like, no, that was just Clemson went there and outplayed them thoroughly.
But Clemson was better than Oklahoma. Clemson's a better team than Oklahoma.
Yes, obviously.
Ohio State's a better team than Alabama. Ohio State would beat Alabama.
They're not a better team than
Ohio State would beat Alabama.
Ohio State would absolutely not go into Alabama and beat Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium. They would not do that.
But see, that's not the playoff.
They would get the break. Oh God.
I understand. No, I genuinely understand what you're saying about the whole about the whole you can't go into Brian Denny Stadium and beat them or whatever. But it doesn't matter of environment. I feel like neutral home or away, Ohio State would beat Alabama. Just like I believe neutral home or away, Ohio State would beat LSU. Granted, it'd be by different margins, of course, but nonetheless, they
wouldn't
still,
even. Ohio State wouldn't even beat Georgia.
Oh no! Wait, after Georgia lost to South Carolina, who lost to Appalachian State.
They wouldn't even beat
You
Georgia.
say Ohio State can beat Georgia, bro? I cannot believe you just said
Jake
that.
Fromm would tear that defense up.
Oh my!
Damn.
Jake Fromm would have an historic game.
That's disrespectful.
The disrespect, bro. You really say the kids really say the darndest of things, man.
My man Jake Fromm would go off. He'd be
Dude,
back to being the number one.
Look at his numbers against Missouri.
Yeah,
173.
And
he
a W.
completed less than half of his passes against Missouri.
Yeah, and he
Missouri.
would. Yeah, and at least in NC defense, he'd tear up Ohio State.
No, he would not. No, he would not.
Ohio State trash.
Jake Fromm did have a lead against Alabama 2 years ago.
Ohio State's trash. Let's see. Let's look at the best team they've played.
I'm about to say, yeah. Jake Fromm has had a... Wait, no. Was Jake Fromm the quarterback in the...
2017 or 2018.
Jake Fromm has
Was
had
he the
some good
quarterback
games.
in the national championship game? Was it Jacob Eason?
I think it was Jake Fromm.
was Fromm.
The game where they blew the lead.
Because, see, there's a game last year where they blew the lead, and I knew that was Jake
Fields is
Fromm.
awful. This is a game where Ohio State scored 38. Justin Fields was only 12 for 22, 167 and 2 touchdowns. And you're about... Hold on. Okay, never mind. I'm not even going to...
Wait,
address
what
that.
was you about to say? What was you about to say?
About you basically saying that Justin Fields is comparable with Joe Burrow.
I've never said...
You did
I've
last night.
anything I've said,
You
they're
did last
incomparable.
night.
You
You
cannot
did last
compare
night.
them because they're on two separate levels. Because you want to say, I've seen Justin Fields against SEC defenses, and he didn't look good. One, he was a freshman. Joe Burrow is a senior. That's the one. Two, now they're playing two completely different offenses. So wait. You can't compare them. I've literally been saying this whole time you cannot compare the two.
Also, you've been trying to like not give my man Joe Burrow his due in his Heisman Trophy. Are you ready to give him his Heisman Trophy now?
I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts. Granted, Jalen
Jalen
Hurts is
Hurts?
Look at the stats. Jalen Hurts is outperforming.
Let's look at the stats. Actually,
Look at the stats.
I
Look at
want
the
to
stats.
look at the stats.
Look at the stats.
Also, take into account the opponents. Let's just do that. Also, taking into account the wins. Let's look at Jalen Hurts' stats.
With Lincoln Riley's system.
Yeah, against nobody.
Dude,
Playing
Jalen Hurts is
playing
putting
no
up better
defenses.
stats than Kyler did.
Okay, let's see.
What is that?
What's his QBR?
First in QBR? First in
94.1.
QBR? Over Joe Burrow? Impossible. What?
Okay,
What?
one has a 94.1 QBR.
Wow.
They have like the same.
That is weird.
Joe Burrow has a 92.6 QBR.
What?
Jalen Hurts is 94.1.
Wow. You would
Wait,
have thought.
you want to know who has more passing yards though? Do you want to do that? Also, you want to know who has more touchdowns? You want to do that? By 10?
of
By
course
10
not.
touchdowns? Okay.
Because
God.
Lincoln Riley is the greatest offensive mind to ever grace college football in this current era.
Okay, so and
So
Joe Burrow still has more.
So he knows that. So he
throwing
knows
touchdowns
he's
than him?
not gonna. So he knows watching Jalen Hurts at Alabama that Jalen Hurts cannot throw you to a championship. We know this. We have seen this happen. Literally, the whole reason Jalen Hurts beat Georgia was because he was able to run. Tua Tagovailoa could not.
So Jalen Hurts has had a better season than Joe Burrow.
I feel like he's just statistically
No,
better.
statistically no. Record-wise, no. You're literally like gaslighting me. You're just trying not to give Joe Burrow his credit. Like obviously.
No, I'm
like,
literally not trying to give Joe Burrow.
fraudulent argument ever.
No, it's not. Okay, if I could give you my Heisman top three, it would be Jalen.
Don't you dare put someone else up against Joe
Tua.
Burrow. Don't you dare.
no, it's Jalen.
I will leave.
It's Jalen, Joe, and probably Tua. Tua would probably size number 3. Yeah.
Oh God, I can't do it anymore. I can't. This guy's just like lying.
Because you also have to understand, Joe Burrow was already. Joe Burrow has been a starter. I just feel like with me picking Jalen over Joe, Jalen to me has played better Granted, it's not against better competition, but I mean,
He hasn't played
Kyler
better,
won it over
and he's done
Tua,
against worse competition.
So, I mean, obviously the competition argument's out the window. When
It's not. It's not though.
If
It's not.
Look, if Kyler can win it over Tua, and then Baker Mayfield can win it over Jalen, obviously,
Jalen
obviously,
didn't
competition
Jalen
has
didn't deserve
nothing.
it that year. He wasn't that good.
You said what?
He wasn't that good throwing
When
the
he was
ball that
a
year.
freshman.
Yeah.
No, Jalen was a sophomore.
I just-
Okay, so like I said, Baker won it over Jalen. Obviously, competition nothing to do with it. And then Kyler won over Tua. So competition still obviously has nothing to do with it.
We just blindly get
Just
blindly get Jalen, Baker, Kyler, Tua.
that's
Joe
what
Burrow
that's what I'm
and-
saying. For me,
Jalen Hurts this year's stats.
For me, it would be a shame for this generation of like actually good SEC quarterbacks to not win a Heisman.
Joe Burrow's gonna win a Heisman because
But
no one,
I
no
see-
one
but
actually
I
agrees
see
with
it
you. That's
happen.
why. That's why he's gonna win one because no
What?
one. Because you're actually lying right now.
Oh
and
my
trolling.
God.
You don't actually believe that, so that's why he's gonna win.
I
one.
genuinely believe Jalen Hurts is Heisman quality. I genuinely do. He is Heisman quality.
He's not. He has not had a better season than Joe Burrow.
Oh my God! Look at the numbers, dude.
Look at the numbers.
20. Okay. Look at the numbers.
Okay, let's look at the numbers.
3,198. 33 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 10.7. Cool.
Okay, cool.
And also, look at that. Look at that quarterback rating. 218. 218 to 202. Oh, Jalen Hurts has taken 10 sacks to Joe Burrow's 20.
Yes, he's playing actually good defenses. That's what happens. What is it? Yes, he's done it against better defenses with a worse O-line. What is this argument that you're trying
Joe
to make now?
Burrow, 189 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on 66 attempts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, 869, 15 touchdowns. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Let's go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's go through competition now. Let's go.
But
who they've played.
Jalen Hurts has more touchdowns than Joe Burrow. So what do you want me to do with that? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to
Is that true, actually?
Yes, Jalen Hurts has more combined touchdowns.
Combined.
I still don't know this.
I'm sorry. What do you want me to tell you? Jalen Hurts has played better.
He has one
than
more touchdown.
Joe
He has
Burrow.
one more touchdown combined than him. All right, let's go.
Joe Burrow only has what?
He has 36 touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts has 39. 15.
Oh yeah,
Plus
39.
So 3 more touchdowns.
Oh, 3. Okay, let's go through who they've played so far, and let's just
We
evaluate
have
like this.
already.
No,
we
that's
have
not true, though.
already
That's not actually true,
established
though.
That the Heisman
That's
is
actually
not
true. That's
a
not- that's not true.
competition-based
That's
award.
not true. That's actually not true at all. You're just saying that.
What? For Baker and Kyler to win it in the past 2 years over, like I said, Jalen and Tua, it's obviously not. Granted. Okay, so I take your argument that Jalen didn't deserve it. But
Okay.
Tua.
In the year,
Kyler
Kyler Murray
won it over Tua
Yeah, Kyler
because
Murray.
Kyler was better. Jalen.
Kyler Murray had an undefeated season though, didn't he?
No, Kyler Murray lost too. He lost to Texas.
So, but he had way better stats than Tua though. Like he had way better stats. It wasn't this close stats wise. Okay, let's see. They both played Texas, so and that looks like that's Oklahoma's best opponent so far. Yeah, Texas is their best opponent. Okay, so let's see. During that Texas game, Jalen Hurts had a great game, and Joe Burrow had an even better game. Ooh, look at that. And that's their best opponent. Now let's go through other opponents.
Oh my God.
Who's better? In your humble opinion, who's better, Florida or Kansas?
Kansas would give Florida the win. Les Miles would eat Florida for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You think Joe Burrow would allow Iowa State to almost beat them?
Does Joe Burrow play defense?
He doesn't need to. I don't know if you've seen what he's able to do offensively against teams like Alabama.
They damn near need him on defense if they were to not almost lose that game.
Let's see, Alabama. This entire season,
Alabama's played nobody outside of y'all. Like nobody. They
So,
literally-
but are we
they
gonna act
played-
like Alabama's
They played. Oh, okay. Nah. Go to Alabama's schedule, please. Do.
Wait.
Please do. I want the laugh.
Wait.
I want the laugh.
Wait,
They
hold on.
They played.
Hold on.
Dude,
Is Alabama? Wait, hold on. Is Alabama not a good team though?
they are a good team.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure because some reason I thought schedules really don't matter in accordance with if you're in a good team or not. Because Ohio State has played nobody too, but they're somehow number one in the country, and
Ohio
that's
State
legitimate though.
literally has 2 top 25 wins. They beaten Wisconsin. What more do
In
you
Cincinnati,
want?
they beat Wisconsin in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's a
Awesome. Yeah.
I had to catch myself. What superlative did I want to give Cincinnati? Had to catch myself real quick. Whew, damn near said something I shouldn't have. All right. But, I mean, they beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a good team.
Wisconsin's not good. We went over this. Wisconsin, all they know how to do is run the ball.
Wisconsin is like...
No, they're not. They're the same team every year. They'll never win
Wisconsin
anything.
is a good team.
They're not.
Wisconsin... Okay, oh, damn. I damn near give them a terrible... I would damn near give them a terrible NFL comparison. But, I mean, it's probably the most...
Yeah, you're right. They are the Bills. They are the Bills of the NFL.
No, they're
You're
not
right.
the
They're the
Bills.
Browns.
No, the Browns are definitely...
You're right. They're the Bengals of 2019.
Oh my God, they're easily the Giants.
Oh, yeah, the
no,
Giants.
actually, nah. I can't even give them the Giants.
No, because the Giants have actually won.
Nah,
games.
they're the 2017 Jaguars. Good team, great rushing game, great defense, just let down by a terrible quarterback.
Yes, and they're that every single year, and they have won nothing in their history because of that.
Just like the Jaguars. But that doesn't make them not a good team.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does. They're not good. They haven't won anything. Good teams win games. Good teams win big games. They don't win any big games. They played nobody, and they beat nobody. They played one or two good teams the entire year, and they never beat them.
They beat Iowa.
Exactly. Oh, Iowa's not good.
Iowa is easily like...
And they beat them by 3.
That's still a win.
Oh, my
and
God.
I'm sorry, did they not dismantle Michigan?
Michigan's bad. What are you
Michigan's
talking
not
about?
bad.
Yes, they are. Michigan's terrible.
See, this is another reason why I hate this ranking system, because this train can just go on forever and ever and ever, because you can be like, well, they beat Michigan.
Well,
Michigan's
yeah,
terrible.
Michigan's not
But
good.
Michigan beat Notre Dame. Well, Notre Dame's terrible. And then it can just go on forever. It can really just go on forever. Well, Notre Dame made it to the playoffs last year, but Notre Dame didn't deserve to go to the playoffs last year. Blah, 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 blah. You see,
Okay.
you see why college football playoffs either needs to A, expand to 8, or do something different.
Man, Northwestern almost beat Wisconsin. Stop.
What?
I'm kidding. It was 15-24.
I'm
But that
about
was
to
close.
say.
That's still embarrassing.
That's
though.
still, well, I mean, Northwestern wasn't a lost cause.
Enough
this whole
said.
game.
They lost to Illinois. Enough said.
They lost to Illinois off of 2 terrible turnovers
And they turned the ball over and they lost.
Yeah, that was just bad coaching. Though.
Yeah, but they
one of
lost.
them was bad coaching. The other one, look, if you're up by 6 with a minute 33 left, you don't throw the ball. You just run it.
They're not
You
good.
run the clock out.
They're not good. Bro, I bet you... Oh, Minnesota will beat the brakes off them. And Minnesota's not even good.
I don't know. I feel like Minnesota's just one of those teams where we're just completely
Mad lucky.
underestimating because their
No, man, they played
program
nobody in
prestige
their
is just not that good.
No. They played nobody in their lucky. They almost lost to Fresno State. They almost lost to San Diego State. They almost lost to Georgia Southern. They almost lost to Purdue. They blew out Illinois, who even knows? They blew out Nebraska. Like
Nebraska's trash though.
They have started playing well. Like the beginning of the season, they had some shaky wins, but they started playing well for sure.
But nah, I
But they will
remember when
definitely lose
Arthur
to
said
Iowa.
that the worse that Maryland plays, the worse it makes Howard look.
Yeah, it
and
does.
yeah, you're so
Bro,
right,
Maryland's awful.
bro.
And we're worse.
That's
Bro, look at the amount of blowouts they've
We're
had.
79 points worse than
Bro,
than
they,
that.
bro, look, bro. After they
they
lost,
got beat 40-14 by Purdue.
bro, just listen to these scores: 59-0 by Maryland, 48-7. Well, they beat Rutgers 48-7, 40-14 by Purdue. They lost to Indiana 34-28. That was pretty close. 52-10 by Minnesota, 38-7 by Michigan,
And it gets
and
worse.
73-14 by Ohio
Trash
State.
ass Ohio State.
Oh my God, they're not trash.
Okay, I just can't wait for my 5-tender combo once she's number 1. We already established this. There's no reason they shouldn't be number 1, except if
All
you
right,
just
we
want to
also
be a
have
hater.
we also have to establish when is this meal being collected on, because I do.
Oh, the next day. So like Wednesday.
Wednesday. Ooh,
Actually, can I?
I'm about to
Yeah.
say, can you? Because you know you got your internship.
Yeah, after class on Wednesday. After
We don't have any class together on Wednesday.
okay, then Thursday.
We don't have any class together. Well, we do have Malachi's, but I do have class all the way up until 3:30.
I have class all the way up to 3:32. That's perfect.
Where's your class at? SOB, right?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm in school to see. Do I really want to walk up all the way up that hill just to buy somebody else food?
All I know is if you win this anytime, anywhere, you're like, hey, I'm trying to. Well, not anytime, anywhere, but you know what I mean.
We only have like 2 weeks left.
You're not about to avoid giving me this meal.
Oh, I'm not gonna try to. I'm just letting you know, like, the situation is dire, bro.
You gonna be here after Thanksgiving? You come back?
I am,
Okay, I'll be here as well.
but I doubt I have dining hours.
This guy's
I've
crazy,
genuinely like spent my dining dollars like gradually enough to like, okay, I'm not gonna use them I'm gonna be out of them by the time I get the finals week. And then I completely forgot that we had days off, so you know I got.
How many do you have right now? How many do you have right now?
Like 110.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you're
have like 114, and I'm gonna be here till December 11th. So
good.
You're gonna be here or till this
till the last day of
for
semester.
why? That is terrible.
Internship.
Even
Even though Kaylin's like she's ending hers on like the 20th of November. I'm like, what? She's like yeah, I'm telling them I'm done on the 20th. I'm like, what?
she really just said, forget you, Morgan.
Yeah, no, but like they wanted me to finish on December the 23rd or something, December the 20th before. But I'm like, yeah.
Are they gonna give you housing if they want you to?
No, that's what I
I
was saying. I'm like, I can't stay at the last day I can be in my dorm is the 11th. She's like, okay, 11th works. I'm like, oh, could you not like make it like the 9th or the 10th, so I could like have some time to like
You should have just said the 9th, bro.
I should have said like, oh yeah, the
Because
10th.
when's the 11th? That's Saturday.
'Cause, like,
That's Saturday.
Yeah.
Or is it that Friday?
It's I gotta be out here by 12, so I'm gonna have to take all my my suitcase to work.
That's bro. You don't
And I
understand.
have to wear a suit to get on the
You
plane.
don't understand how I felt when I had to go to when we went to the boot camp over the summer. When I tell you,
This man brought his entire room to the hotel.
Bro,
Was that the thing that Beckford?
Yes,
Yeah.
bro. When I tell you, okay, so first oh my gosh, it was just bad.
Was
It
the thing
just
good?
So bad. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. But literally, when I tell you, I had so much stuff.
I saw this man getting out of Uber XL with like his entire
I was,
wardrobe.
XL.
I was in the XL by myself, and like there was no room in the car for anybody else to be in there.
Like, damn, bro.
Okay.
I really played myself.
I had put all my stuff in storage, so
See, I would, but like I just bring all my stuff home.
couldn't be me.
And also, like me and my dad, we just like road trips. So.
See,
Road trip.
exactly. No,
Road
I'm
trip.
flying.
Well, see, you live in New Orleans. That's a whole nother like 8-10 hours from where I am.
All right, I really gotta go to the bathroom.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming.
Funny.
We appreciate y'all. Yeah.
Oh, we closing out?
Yep.
Arthur was quiet.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, because he lets the whole group down with having that phone call in the beginning.